That says a whole entire. That's a whole couple of months of Sunday school. Just those right there. You can stay on that and get a whole lot out of that. And the introduction says some defines worry as a habit of thinking negative about what might go wrong in the future. It's a strange way of trying to prepare for things that may never happen. A little worry is normal, helps people get ready for challenges. But when worry gets out of control, it can seriously mess up personal faith. It can lead to anxiety, depression, high stress, and even weakening of the immune system. Beyond the physical effects, constant worry can take away peace and interfere with the enjoyment in life. Why do people worry so much? Experts say it comes from the fear of the unknown, trying to prepare for future problems, whether real or imagined, perfectionism, or even that affect the hormones. There's no one size fits all answer, but the bottom line is this. If it isn't managed properly, worry can take over. Even Christians aren't immune. Faith does not block like worry. Leave this field. I'm reading the introduction. Oh, even Christians, well, Christians worry can bring pressure because the Bible teaches us first. That can change. Like one is somehow failing spiritually. Feeling worry does not mean that he's losing his or her salvation disappointing God. It means, thank you, that he or she needs to reset, refocus his or own trust in God. Matthew 6, Jesus spoke directly to this on the Sermon on the Mount. His advice: put God first. Give top priority to having a spiritual relationship with God. Not seek after material things or let the world's pressure create overwhelming stress. Trust in God. Trust that God will take care of those who make his business a priority. That's the secret to breaking free from the cycle of worry. We can have a cycle. We can be concerned about some things, but we can have a cycle of worrying all the time. It's going to make you sick. It's not good for you, worry. That's not to say that you shouldn't prepare yourself for things, for challenges in life. But living a life of worry is bad. It's bad for you and people around you. Now, you're always worried about something. I'm always worrying about something, so I don't even want to talk to him. For me, he going to make me start feeling bad. You know, you ever talk to anybody who got some, always got a problem? Always got a problem. Never looking towards a solution. Sometimes we can be so caught up in the problem that we can't see no solution. We always the problem. I got this problem right here. Uh, how do we get out of that? What do we do about that? It makes you want to like, you So in that particular incident like that is you have so many problems, and when you do get a blessing, it's like you can okay, I don't know. Like you said, she probably got something ain't clicking. Yeah. What about this? What about some people? Some people are comfortable, like with the problem. They like to have it, for whatever reason they be. That's their comfort zone. Like some people are like to live with these problems. Some people, even though they know that something is not good for them, something feels good for them. So that's their comfort zone. You find comfort in that place of maybe this, for whatever reason. It kind of takes me back to Bible Wednesday night, uh, being a peacemaker. Uh, we have to understand that you see people acting chaotic. The last thing they want is Brother Rodney, Coco, Curtis, or me trying to make peace because peace ain't what they want. They like that chaotic, uh, 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 yeah, they like that chaotic aura around them. They're not comfortable in peace. It's too quiet. It's too much at peace. It's not. But and as far as worry, you know, that's. But when you're worrying, you got some issues in life. Okay, when it starts to affect you yourself, let's listen to what Jesus said at the Sermon on the Mount. Reading from the King James Version, Matthew 6, beginning at 24. Uh, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold on to one and despise the other. Cannot serve God and mammon. You can't be so concerned with material wealth that, uh, okay, and you got so much money in the bank, and all of a sudden you get a notification that something didn't happen on Wall Street or something like that. Something didn't happen, and your savings account is like whether it was so much yesterday, and because of something that happened in the stock market, it's gone. Now, guess what? The money was there yesterday and ain't there today, but God was on the throne yesterday and he's still there. Still there. Now just look back at how many needs or yours or ours that he has provided. I mean, I ain't got no $100,000 in the bank, but I ate yesterday. And yeah, some people be even go a little farther than that. Go, yeah. And in that particular incident right there, that's materialism. I had so much money yesterday, I don't have it today. Now I'm eating. I mean, I can eat chicken cordon bleu or you know chicken fettuccine, chicken this, chicken that. But at the end of the day, it ain't a chicken anyway. But and I ain't got no money. Reminds me of something I heard was a bit of a comedy. And the guy went how you feel? He said, I feel like a millionaire. Yeah, if you were a billionaire yesterday, and now today you are a millionaire. That ain't good. But that's how he got a problem. Yeah, he's been a billionaire. That's the thing. That's what how we look at materialism. You focusing so much on how much you have. I know I'm gonna let Mother Linda tell you about the man in the barn. He said, I got so much stuff. I got to build me another barn. And what did the Lord tell him that night? What did he call him? The Lord called him a fool. The night thy soul is required of thee. Now, the stuff you had to put in the two barns, the other barn you had built to put all your stuff in. Okay, somebody else is gonna have that now. You're not. So we have to look at what how much God provides for us instead of getting caught up on the things that He allows us to accumulate for ourselves. Because I had one pastor that said, "Ain't nobody gonna bury them diamonds and they go with you. That is not going in the car." Even the one about even the one about the lady, the man. He said he want to take all his money with him. His wife, she wrote him a check. Now I don't know where you can cash it at, but materially, you take no thought for your what you shall eat, what you shall drink, nor yet for your body, what you shall put on. Is life not more than meat and the body more than raiment? We have to look at what God gives us. And we look at, like I said yesterday, it's so much in the devotional reading and in the background scriptures into this lesson. It would take, I could go a year with that on the youth. There's so much thing in it. And it all points to how important we are to God and how much He actually does care for us. And when somebody cares as much, if you really look at it and look at it intrinsically, you see how much He cares and how little, how futile worry actually is. I'm gonna tell you, if when Brother Rodney, he was a billionaire yesterday, and he said, "Man, I only got $900 million now today. I ain't no longer a billionaire. I'm gonna come out of the hospital to see you, brother, but we're gonna say some things that you probably don't want to hear us say after you leave, because that ain't gonna make you feel no better. That's all. You're still focusing on your billion that you had yesterday, and but look sometimes at what God gives us: peace of mind, uh, love for one another." And I had he's a relative of mine. He was saying this, man, he was very wealthy. He say I could take $10 bills and go from and just line them up. I could go from South Georgia to New York, but my health ain't. But I could barely walk. Yeah, he can line up $10 bills and go all the way from South Georgia to New York, and that's about 16 hours, 17-hour drive. He got that much money, but his health ain't good. He can barely walk around his house. Mhm. Yeah, that's a lot of miles. But he had that much money, but he had very poor health. So the money you have in the bank, I can walk through that door, barely walk. I might walk to that seat that row past Deacon Coco and have to stop and rest. And I got $1 billion in the bank. That $1 billion ain't helping me right now because that's what you call materialism. We get so obsessed about what we have. And that's the thing about these millionaires. They be jumping off the Empire State Building, off the bridges and everything because they ain't going to heaven. You say, y'all, go ahead, mother. Yeah.
big. And I said, wow. I said, this is a thing that God has done.
Yeah.
So you put your faith and trust in it, not things. But I know this is not pretending to a lesson. The
Yes, it
commercial
is.
that comes on the TV. And this guy said, if you got $500,000, I help you invest. I said, I don't need you to help me to invest $500,000. I can do that on my own.
Amen.
So that's for people who got a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I had $500,000, I wouldn't need you.
I really wouldn't need you. It's like you looking at the $500,000 like that. You got something. It's going to benefit you as much as probably more than you trying to convince me that it's going to benefit me.
Right.
Even one thing about worry about materialism. I went to Walmart 4 weeks ago, and I was on the phone with my daughter. I asked for $20 back, cash back, and I ended up walking out the store without. Well, naturally, somebody gonna come along and get it. But I had about $2 cash in my pocket. But there's some kind of peace really worried about that $20 more than I probably felt as though in another state of mind I probably would have been. Maybe somebody who picked it up. I'm going to call Douglas County and get somebody locked up for $20. Plus, I ain't got time to be doing all that right. And I'm like, I had this peace that materialism. And when we focus on so much about what we have, we're not looking at the fact that we're eating, we have a place to lay our heads. And when I remember to do it, I'll set my coffee machine and start automatically going at 7:15 in the morning when my daughter calls me. I just get a cup of coffee. Hey, what you doing? She's gonna talk to me till she get to work. 30 years old. That's my baby. But
It's coming.
it's
So I know I'll be better
be
there.
better than something.
But
Yeah.
it's just God provides. He gives you, you can have just another mind of faith.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't let some things just fall
Yes.
down.
Ball.
But God will provide.
He will
It's
provide.
like season.
Mm-hmm. Every season has its blessing.
That's right.
Every season.
So every season in your life
Every
has
season.
a blessing for God.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you're struggling, the next time you're doing something.
Mm-hmm.
That's how God works.
Yeah.
That's how you learn
Mm-hmm.
how to depend with your trust in God and know that
In Jesus in the Sermon on the Mount in verse 26, he uses this another analogy. Behold, the fowls of the air. They sow not, neither do they reap. They'll gather into barns, but your heavenly Father feeds them. He takes care of the birds. These birds fly around, they ain't got a care in the world. And he ends up this statement. Do you not realize that God cares more for you than he cares for these birds? Do we believe that? Do we understand how much God cares for us? Yet we worry about what we don't have. Am I gonna get if I invest this $500,000? How much of a return is it going to yield for me? Where God is taking care of everything in my life that I truly need, and yet I'm wasting my time worrying about how much money I got or going to have, how much I stand to lose if I do this or do that. What is the best deal here for me to go buy this truck? Am I going to be buy this $75,000 truck? I'm ready to go ahead. Uh, yeah, yeah, I'll check it.
you might wake up one morning, ain't nothing in it.
Yeah, you're right.
And it ain't that you bought something.
Exactly.
It ain't that you bought something. That's what I check mine too.
It's not. Sometimes you know it's not that you buy something. And you want you get the email. You need to act now, and this because like I canceled my Netflix account about 4 years ago. They tell me they're gonna cut off. Okay, cut it off. I'm not paying it. We cut off 4 years, so you ain't hurt my feelings at all. But you gonna cut it off in the next 24 hours. Yeah, it's been off for 4 years. So you tell me you're gonna cut it off. Okay. And I used to get these little texts about unpaid traffic tickets. Okay, beginning what's the date? I get like they was the time I was getting them every month. They was saying like today's the 14th, so they was beginning on the 16th. They're gonna start processing. They're gonna suspend your license. Okay. But I Googled the DSS. They showed me the exact same text that was a scam. Just always, yeah, you should check your bank account. You should check your bank. They're gonna lock you up for not doing jury duty. They got all sorts of scams. So it's a good thing my brother Curtis was saying. You check your bank account. But now, you might have you might have spent some money unknowingly. You have no idea what you bought. But yeah, what I do, I lock my card. Yeah, they find some ways to scam. You gonna pay it? That should have been me on the other end of that line. I got his phone. I'm gonna come up with. But I got this. Right. Right. But add no lipstick. I was somebody told me that when these people call you, don't say anything because they can copy your voice. And they'll have AI copy your voice, and they will. If you go to But they can determine that was your voice that said yes or whatever. It's like my daughter did it. She said it on my phone list. Anybody who's not in my contacts, my phone ain't gonna ring. You know what I mean? Yeah, leave me a message. He says, okay, what's your about taking a thought and add one cubit to our life? By worrying, what can it do for us? Okay, like make it. Yeah. Yeah. This with your immune system mess up everything else. Cause people not want to be around because you're always worrying about something. Worry. And again, I would say, like, if you get the opportunity, sometimes if you just go like through some of these background scriptures and the devotional scriptures, if you read that there, oh my God, it lets us know just how much God cares for us, and we don't really have to worry. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That includes our bank account, too, right? That includes our health issues. It includes our bank accounts. It includes anything that surrounds us. You gotta pray for everything, you know. Yes.
That what Alvin said. That what Alvin said.
Yeah.
That's the same thing Alvin said.
No mercy. But you know, if you think what Mother Lindsay just said, once you tune in sometimes on Tuesday night and Reverend Mary Evans, they are very passionate about young ladies about what is. Okay, I understand what you're saying, how it used to be, because I'm came along in a little bit after the same era. But nowadays, there's so many things out here that can, you know, our young ladies are at risk when they walk out the door. Our children are at risk. And I remember I was working at the Dollar General on Oasis. I just started there, and some young ladies, girls, they came in there, and the manager said, "They're gonna try to take you." I say, Miss Natalie, I got grandchildren their age, so because if I see somebody my age looking at either one of them, it's gonna be a problem. So no, they don't entice me. These are children, somebody else's children, and I can how upset and out of character I would be if somebody looked at one of mine. Yeah.
That's where Jared is.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. But I mean, working in the stores where I work, I saw some things that I seen some ladies, and they weren't not necessarily young ladies. They would come in the store. They come in the store. They should not walk out of the bedroom to the kitchen like that. And I'm serious. And they were in the store.
They come out the bedroom now.
Yeah,
With their pajamas and
yeah,
slippers and everything on.
yeah. Mother Davis, I'm on your team. Me and you both. There's something you can wear around the house, inside the house. You don't need to come outside with it on. But yeah, and yet we like Sister Yvonne was just saying, they hear everything we say, but they also see everything we do. So we got to demonstrate. We have to demonstrate another kind of behavior that doesn't put our children. Well, you did it. Well, my grandma did it. Yeah.
I don't know what it has so much flowers on there, all kinds of stuff, sexual things, all kinds of things. This is what I'm saying. These kids with the knowledge that they have, so they don't even know what they're doing, but they're seeing all kinds of stuff. Yes, technology is good, but it's bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. You know,
In my time, I'm going all the way back out. They slept in separate beds. They didn't kiss. They weren't in the bed together. We didn't see all that stuff. We didn't have all that stuff. They could watch TV. Right.
right.
Right. That's what, right. Right.
Yeah. Even the Bible put out in the way he should go, and when he grows old, he will not depart from it. The reason for that, because
They
yeah,
did, you know.
plant the
I'm the
seeds.
only one, you know. I'm the
Seeds.
only one to get over. Somebody might have to do it, but wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I lost mine. So, because it's too much on
Yeah.
there. It's like, right.
Mhm. Yeah. No matter what seed we try to plant, the enemy got something else for them. He has something else that's more attractive to them, and so we have to keep doing what we do. We can't give up because focus on what the Lord has done and is doing for us, in spite of all the corruption, all the, like they said, the viruses, and is no matter what seed we try to plant with our kids,